So I was annoyed at the girl the other day. So I literally spent 15 minutes putting just like a picture of like another celebrity next to her in a picture of us. And I was like, mood, and I texted it to her. And I was like, yo, what if I just put this on my Instagram? You think that would just open up the DM floodgates? How do you think people usually signal, like, you know how, like, you have to, like, put a mating call back out into the wild, right? When you're, like, single again after a long time.
Oh, to re-reveal you're single?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have, like, a rollout for that. It's like dropping an album. Like, you have to let everyone know that it's coming.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're a girl, simple, tweet men are trash, then you're good, right?
Oh, that is a good one. That is the solid one.
If you do that as a man, then you'll probably get your ass fucked up. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tweet women are trash.
No, you know what the new girl one was? Put thank you next on your Instagram story.
Oh, okay.
That's like the most epic, like, yo, I'm single again.
Yeah, Ariana Grande is a revolutionary.
Yeah, Ariana Grande, like, hooked it up for all women to let them know that they're single. Guys, like, I don't know what guys usually can do. I guess it's the moment that they just start sliding back into everyone else's DMs.
Yeah, but, like, mad people doing that when they're still in the relationship. Yeah. So it's a very big gray area.
No, but I think they're looking forward to the opportunity when the girl asks, like, hey, don't you have a girlfriend, to be able to say, no. We actually broke up.
Okay, has any guy ever been like, yeah, I do actually, but I'm sliding in anyway for the fuck of it?
What do guys do in that situation when they're caught like that? Like, because I know a bunch of guys who get like, oh, like, don't you have a girlfriend? And then what do? I think they just like stop responding.
No, you do a vague answer, like, nah, we just talking. Like,
oh yeah, you go with the shoulder shrug, like, like,
nah, she's my second cousin. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
we just hang out sometimes.
It's on and off, they go with the distinct, and then it's like, no, I don't know, please tell me. Like, that's why I'm asking, do you have a girlfriend? Yeah, but welcome to episode 7 of the All In podcast. My name is Aram, and with me is Asef. You like that? Back into it.
Yeah, it's a classic intro. You didn't do anything OG this time.
And it's just us two today again. Yeah. It feels like it's been a while since we've just recorded.
Yeah, I got a story for you.
We could go back to the male misogyny. All right, go for it. Let's hear this story.
This isn't misogyny actually, because I'm on the woman's side on this one.
Okay, go for it.
So, the other day, actually it wasn't the other day. It was like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
A woman posted on Reddit, right?
Yes.
First of all, the people who do this are ridiculous. You don't need the advice from internet people. They're all like insane.
That's why you have me and Asef here, so we can give you advice.
Yeah, exactly. So this woman posts, she's like, so I recently got married to this guy, right? Mm-hmm. She's like 27, the guy's like 32. And they withheld sex because the guy claimed he was like, yo, I'm old-fashioned, let's wait till marriage.
Oh, he played that card.
Yeah, classic scenario.
I can already tell something's fishy about this guy.
Yeah. No, a lot of people do that.
Nah, but it's never the guy's idea. The guy's never like, oh no, I want to wait. Shut up. All right, continue.
So they get married, and they book it to their honeymoon, and they get there. Turns out this man's got a micro penis.
Okay.
That's what she called it. Now, I'm not really sure what the dimensions of a micro penis are.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this?
No, I don't know, like the scientific version.
What's your ballpark estimate?
I think somebody I'm assuming it's like 1 inch less, or like
then like average.
No, like 1 inch period.
Oh, okay. You said
yeah, sorry, like 1 inch or less, which is considered, or like 2 inches or less is considered.
How do you even pee with that?
I don't know.
You gotta pee sitting down at that point, right?
No. I think you just like, you angle your body, or you go vertical. You go horizontal on the toilet. you
form like a right angle?
Yeah, you like lay on the toilet and just pee downwards. But see, now we get why this is what I mean. Shady. No guy is like, oh yeah, I want to wait.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I want to make sure you got the ring on your finger. We paid for the wedding before... you realize that I have a micro penis.
So what happened is she posted this on Reddit, right? She didn't use the guy's name or anything, but like, if I'm that dude and I see that on Reddit, like, I'm gonna know it's me.
Yes, 100%.
This doesn't happen very frequently.
Okay.
Especially because she specified the ages.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing.
Then he knows.
But anyway, he was kind of pissed about it.
You got to make sure your man's not on Reddit when you post shit like
and
that.
And he was like, and she posted again. She's like, oh shit. He's like. He figured it out. Yeah. He's like, any day now, my name's gonna get name dropped on this shit.
Yeah.
Then he gets his ass name dropped because his friend, who knows this situation, was like, oh, that's my boy Mikey, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, why does this boy know the situation?
Yeah, a million questions there. First of all, why was he like, yo, bro, I got a micro penis, but
I'm never telling you. Like, You know how like all the guys like at one point asked their guy friends like, "Oh, like how long is your penis?" Right? And I'm convinced everyone rounds up a little bit.
Rounds up, I add like 6 inches.
Yeah. Everyone rounds up. Like I'm convinced. Like every guy's had that talk with his like close group of guy friends, but I'm telling you, all those friends have rounded up.
You can't definitively know the dimensions of anyone's penis unless you just like happen to bump into them naked in a bathroom,
Exactly.
right? Otherwise, you have to hear from secondhand from like girls,
Yeah.
or like they have to flash you.
Yeah.
Which
And
is-
girls have like the worst barometer. They'll like look at something and be like, "Oh, it was like, you know, it was like big as my iPhone, which is like 5.5 inches, right?" Like I'm just like, yo, that's why. Have you seen the new? You don't have an iPhone, but like iPhone, like you can measure things just using your iPhone now,
Oh,
right?
that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, like you can just like go from the edge of the penis to the end and be like, "Yep,
Yep.
it's 1.1
Yep.
inches."
So he has name dropped, and now he's like threatening to. Well, he's like, I want a divorce. Also, I'm suing you for defamation of character.
Interesting. Like you know, get your bag, King. Yeah, don't let her talk about you like that.
All right, so here's his like case. He's saying that this will cause him to like have trouble finding women in the future.
Yo, get your bag, King.
Which is
Yo,
big
get
facts.
that big fact.
Though I really sincerely believe someone out there has a micro penis fetish.
I don't think so. Because apparently, like, it's really, like, you can't, like, I don't even know how to say it. Apparently, like, you can't have sex with it. Like, you get no, like, as a woman, I don't think get any stimulation from it. Like, from that, from, like, you know, just, like, intercourse. Like, you have to do, like, other shit to, you know, get her off.
I have so many questions to this guy. I want to meet him because I want to be like, yo.
But here's my question for him is that, if it's a defamation thing, he has to prove that it's not true. So what is he gonna do? Is he gonna just pull out his dick in court and be like, "No, it's not a micro. You got the science wrong."
Yeah, the lawyer's like, I would like to provide evidence.
Yeah, it's like
He comes out in the middle wearing a robe. He just like reveals it to the jury.
He's like, "Hello." Yeah, that shit would be wild. That shit should be like on TV. Forget the OJ case. That would be the number one rank.
Girls are lucky; they don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
No, but see, once again, we talked about this last week. Double standards, right? Now, if he came out after the wedding and was all like, "Listen, her pussy's just too tight," right? Like the opposite, right? Her pussy's just too tight, or too like what? Like there would be an outcry.
Is that a thing? I feel like it'd have to be a lot more drastic. Like they dated for like 3 years. They got married. It turned out one of her titties was like a water balloon the whole time.
She lied about having.
Two boobs.
Yeah, you just never noticed. Yeah, but see, double standards.
But is that grounds to dump them?
Like, what do you think are the grounds? Like, so that's why, like, I've always had this, and this is such a sacrilegious thing to say. I always think, like, you should test drive the car before you decide you're gonna buy that shit.
Okay, so you just
I'm telling you.
compare them to vehicles, but okay.
Okay, so, like, how do you, okay, so when the day you decide that I'm gonna eat pasta for the rest of my life, you're not just gonna say that without not having have tried the pasta. You have to try the pasta and then be like, listen, I'm gonna have this pasta for the rest of my life.
Sure, but the thing is, this is a human being. It's not as simple as pasta. All right, this is
Okay,
like,
same thing.
She married him, which means she fell in love with his like character and all
Okay.
that dumb
But
shit.
isn't that part of it? Like, being physically compatible is also a part of, like, the full experience of love.
Motherfucking can get a strap on, yo. I'm telling you, just go to Spencer's. They got it in
Listen,
the back.
Young MA is botting these bitches, so, is Spencer's the spot?
I mean, that's the only place I've physically witnessed the presence of one of those items.
You know Amazon got that shit on lock.
Yeah, sure. Amazon got that shit on lock.
You know, speaking of, you know they just, made a condom where it extends your penis? It's like an extendo.
What's it filled with? Like air?
I
don't
no,
know.
I think the end of it is like a little bit more silicone, so it just like adds a couple inches.
Yo, I've seen the craziest types of condoms. Like, I've seen, like, the flavored ones blow me away. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I remember when all the bitches were hype in college because that's the shit that they would be giving away, and they're like, "Yeah, we want to try this." I was like, "Why? Like, you trash."
I heard someone talk about having a vibrating condom, which
That is wild. Oh, the glow in the dark ones. Those are always, you know, like sometimes like the lights ain't on, like you don't know where you're going, so you know you gotta have that on you.
I feel like that's weird. I feel like that's some sort of like,
It's like, yo, why is your dick glowing?
and the ones with the weird studs on them. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Yo, what? What are you talking about?
Have you not seen one of these? They look like tentacles. It's really weird. It's fucked
Yo,
up.
what? No. You know what's crazy? That our college, like, used to sell not used to, still does sell condoms out of a vending machine, and that shit was always out of supply. Like
it was like it's been there.
no, but like people would always get to that shit.
Cause like you know what sucks? Our like actually it doesn't suck. Our like health offices, whatever, they sell condoms for like 17 cents.
Yeah.
Which those I
they're
feel
like
are
they're like the lifestyle. They're like, here, get pregnant. Like,
so how would you feel in this situation? Pretend this happened. You married a woman, one titty's a water balloon, but like you really love her and all that bullshit, and you did the marriage. Like that's a lot of effort. You know?
I think you're asking the wrong person, because I'm somebody like, yo, I'm taking like a 7-year minimum on any type of marriage that I have.
Yeah, I think they got married within a year.
See, like, yeah, like I'm somebody like. That's why it always shocks my mind at the success of like, because obviously like all of our parents, right, like they all had like arranged marriages, so that's what always shocked my mind about that. Because I was always like, yo, if I don't know every little like weird quirk and shit about you, right, like I can't pull the trigger, because too many things piss me off on a regular human being.
That's the other thing. Like, if we're getting like arranged, like you don't get to know anything until you're already in there. Like,
I'm not getting arranged, bro. We're fighting. I'm throwing hands. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make it dramatic too. I'm gonna let everyone get to the wedding, and then when it's like, oh, do you like want to sign this like little marriage contract? I'm gonna be like, no. I'm just here so I don't get fined. And
wait, that's hella dramatic. What the fuck? You would wait till they went all the way through
I want it to be like a spectacle.
Oh, you want to call it off in front of everyone?
Yeah. So this way, like the rest of our family knows not to do this shit again. This is the consequence.
For context, like Bengali weddings, like there's so many people there, like our entire family's there to the point where we know less than half the people, right?
Rude. Big facts.
So whenever any dramatic thing happens, like it's the talk of like an entire state.
Yep, the entire state of New York. Yeah, like all of the borough of Queens will know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like anything that happens. But yeah, no, I'm making a huge scene if that happens. Like I'm going to the wedding and then I'm gonna be like, nah, V.
But the other thing is, imagine seeing that shit. Like, imagine one of your like most personal things being exposed on Reddit. Like
100%.
That's that man's probably biggest insecurity in life.
Yeah, but see, like that's why, like I think it's important. Once again, like you should know everything about, and also like think about it from his perspective, right? Like you're saying like, oh, like she fell in love with him, right? He probably fell in love with her, right? So if that was real, like quote unquote like love, like wouldn't you kind of like not overlook it, but you would have a conversation with them about it, right?
Yeah.
Like why would she go take that shit to like a bunch of strangers online?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what bugs you out, right?
And that's what's happening with the internet now. People, anytime, like all Reddit is a bunch of people giving their like extreme relationship issues and being like, can you give me some advice? If you're a human being, you have friends to ask for advice. You don't need to ask people on the internet. They're all insane.
See, that's what I don't get. Like, I think people do it from an anonymity perspective, right? Where they're just like, oh, rather than, like, let's say, like, I have some issue, right? Rather than come to you where I might get, like, judgment and it's, like, more real because you know me, right? I could go to a bunch of strangers and it'll never come back to me. But what I think people don't realize is that the internet is so massive that if you post it on the internet, most likely somebody you know will find it.
Now, the other thing is, I'm saying this from a cynical perspective, they wanted the attention, that got, like, several...
Oh, I agree. Like, you think that shit is made up?
No, I think it's real. This story specifically is real. But I feel like most, like, people like, make up bullshit. Like, I've seen the weirdest shit happen on the internet.
I can see that. I could see it come both ways. But, like, at the same time, like, are you actually taking the advice of this random stranger and be like, yeah, this is what I'm she didn't ask for advice. Her thing was posted on this subreddit called Am I the Asshole, right? So yeah,
it's basically you give a scenario and then everyone's like, there's a bunch of like criteria and the people in the comments be like, you are the asshole, you're not the asshole.
I'm gonna answer the question.
Both
you are the asshole.
And you know what? No. Everyone was like, nah, you're not the asshole. You're living a nightmare right now. This must suck for you. I'm like, think about the other guy. Like,
yeah. Like, that dude has to live with that.
So,
like,
he claims, like, the micro penis man claims that he was gonna tell her, like...
We're just gonna call him that, the micro penis man.
Yeah, so the night before the wedding, he was gonna be like...
Let's name him something. Let's give him a name. Let's name him Mark.
Micro Mark.
Micro Mark.
Micro Mark. Anyway,
Yo, Micro Mark. I just want to get you. Micro Mark is a sadistic genius. Like, he probably, like, this girl, one of her main things was probably like, wow, he's a gentleman. Like, he doesn't want to, like, do anything before, right? and Micro Mark got it off.
Yeah.
He was in there, and then at that point, he's already there. Like, I'm sure he at least smashed once, right? But if he opened with, oh, I have a micro penis, he's never smashing.
Nah, I really don't think he smashed one.
I think he smashed a couple times.
Possibly.
Like, I'm convinced, because if they just had their honeymoon, I'm sure it was like a whole honeymoon, and then she finally got home and realized, damn, I gotta deal with this shit.
Nah, in my head, they booked it to like Cancun or some shit. They got into the hotel room. He like dropped his boxers.
No. You got
No. He dropped his tighty whities because if he's got a micro penis, he's wearing tighty whities.
Yeah, gotta hold
And
that
she
support.
sees that shit and she runs off to the bathroom and Reddit's that
No,
shit.
bro. You got Micro Mark all the way fucked up. Micro Mark definitely got like some strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries, got some champagne, got her a little fucked up. And then when she saw it, she was probably like, cool. I can't say anything to him now about
I
it.
think she test drive the whip before she talked about it.
Oh, she had to. Yeah. Because
She's like, will this work?
I'm sure out of curiosity, she was just like, you know what I mean? I just married the guy. Let me try to make it work for a little bit. And then when she realized what she was up against, she was like, all right.
Now, I need to know if she was a virgin before this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
Because if you have nothing else to compare it to, like, you're probably like, is this what they all look like? Let's see.
Then she had to go. She left Micro Mark's room, and then she went and found like a random Esteban bellhop and was all like, "Yo, I got it." Zach and Cody Esteban, that was the guy. He definitely was hot knocking hoes down.
I just like, so he was gonna tell her like the night before of the wedding, but his reasoning was like he's afraid that she would call it off, right?
Yeah, she probably would, but you probably would have saved mad money, Micro Mark.
No, but I feel like if he did that, it would go more smoothly. Like he was like, "Yo, wife, I got a micro dick. He's still down to get married." Like that would save like.
I think Micro Mark is coming from a realistic perspective, because I think like realistically, I don't know, like at the same time, like that's what, like, you know, a lot of people like. That's a good question for us to answer too. Is like sex and like physical like connection an important part of a relationship? And many would argue yes.
Many, I'm pretty sure 99% would argue yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like even if he opened with I have this like predicament, right? Like I'm pretty sure, like, you know what I mean? Like she's gonna call it off regardless. At least his way, he got a wedding, he got a honeymoon, and he got to smash a little bit.
Nah, but the thing is, she is getting all the sympathy because he essentially finessed her.
No.
If
how?
he didn't finesse
he never
her-
lied.
Yeah, but like,
He never came out and said, "Oh, I have a huge dick." Or maybe he did. Micro Mark definitely was like, "Yo, I'm gonna beat that thing up, girl." Micro Mark
probably hopping like, you need to marry me for this shit. Like,
Micro Mark was all like, "Listen," like he was like whispering in her ear like the whole way, like, "I'm about to eat that thing up, girl." Right? Like I'm about to be in there, and then it's like, "Being where?" Now Micro Mark, he might have finessed it. He might have been like, "Listen, like I've had sex with a bunch of girls, and you know what? Like they always like me just because my cock is huge, right? So I want to marry you under the guise that you don't like love me for just my dick."
and you know what? I feel like having a micro penis is a dub in certain situations.
I think it's a dub in most situations.
Really?
Yes.
Really? You think
Like dub as in an L?
No, I mean as a
W?
W.
Oh.
Let me give you an example. Presenting in class, you know what I'm saying? You never want to pop a stiffy during one of those.
Are you just giving me the pros of having a Micro Mark?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like has that like you ever like pop a stiffy and then like,
I'd rather much rather have a stiffy than
how about this? Like this is my least favorite one. You're like cuddling with someone
Okay.
in the middle of the night. She starts stabbing them in the back of the thigh, like
Nah, bro. Sometimes you gotta just let her know. Like that's like my good morning.
that's like harassment. Like just like, and they like it's just cause an awkward scenario. Like what do you do about that? Like
Listen, Micro Mark would argue with you about this. He would be like, "Nah, bro. There's no positives to this
I'm
shit."
just trying to give him like I hope he listens to this and sees like you know what, it's not all bad.
I'm gonna post this on that Reddit. Send me the Reddit link later. I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna be like, "Hello, Micro Mark." So hopefully Micro Mark gets his bag, because I think like, listen, you know what would be the ideal situation? He gets all of this, he gets the bag, and then he gets the penis enlargement surgery. Bam.
Oh, yo, that could totally
And
be the
then
case.
he fucks
like,
a new bitch.
Yeah.
And then the old bitch is like, "Damn, I wasted money, and now he has a huge cock. What am I doing? Why did I leave Micro Mark?"
I don't think he's gonna win that case.
Why not?
Because you have to prove that you actually is that it that you have to prove.
I think defamation works as you have to prove that it's not true.
I think is slander and defamation the same thing?
No, slander. Sorry.
Slander is when you have to be bullshitting about someone, right? Or some company. You have to be like fabricating some story to make them look bad. Defamation, I think, is when you say something that
I think it's still not true because it's like defamation of character. I don't know, but hopefully she gets her.
I think it's when you say something that causes that person to have like financial or emotional distress.
That's
right?
emotional distress.
Yeah.
Oh, he getting this bag.
He might get the bag.
Micro Mark is getting this bag and getting a huge cock.
And that's what that girl gets for...
Yeah, she's gonna take the biggest L because he's gonna have a huge dick and money now. Micro Mark, salute, Micro Mark.
Dude, how does penis enlargement surgery even work? Like,
I don't know. I think they put like silicone in it. I don't know.
But does it function like regular shit? Like,
I think so. Yeah. I think it just functions directly as like a penis. But there's a lot like that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure it could go like very, very wrong. And that's why, like, most people, like, you're probably thinking, like, why doesn't everyone do it, right? That's, A, it's probably super expensive, and B, it probably fucks up a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, if you have to do it, then you got, like, bigger problems. Like,
no, dude, there's, like, doctors who have gone on and said, like, that people with, like, completely average, like, size penises, like, try to get them done, and they fuck up their entire shit.
Being a penis surgeon must really suck.
Nah, bro, that's an art form, right? You're creating happiness and joy.
Yeah, but your entire client base is insecure men.
Yeah.
Which... they're not the most fun to talk to.
I think penis surgeons might just be plastic surgeons. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they are.
They are,
There's
right?
no, like, specific penis surgeon.
Yeah. Like, like somebody does tits and the other person does penises. Like, I don't think that's how it works. I think you do tits and penises.
Penis specialist.
Oh, whoever's doing Micro Marks, shout out to you. You're about to give Micro Mark a whole new life.
Yeah.
He could be Magic Mark.
So how are we calling this? Who's the asshole?
Oh, she's definitely the asshole. What?
Really?
Yes.
She still got finessed.
I'm just telling you about this double standard. Like, if I told her, like, that's like, okay, like, if a girl, like, padded her bras the entire, like, relationship, right? And then she gets, like, you get there and she has, like, 0 titties, right? And then you're just like, wow. Like, imagine a guy going on Reddit and be like, wow, my girl has, like, 0 titties. Like, what am I gonna do with
0 titties?
like,
are you saying, like, straight up, like, man chest?
Yeah. And then, you know what I mean? Like, Micro Mark might have been doing the same thing. He might have been, like, patting his dick, right? Like, he might have
stuffing his underwear full of, like...
You know how, like, when guys wear sweatpants, girls are always like, oh, can I see the print, right? He's literally, like, he's putting, like, tissues in his, like, underwear, in his tighty whities. Like, he's like, wow, look at that bulge.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with the disagreement on this one. I'm siding with the girl.
All right, of course you are. Typical sub.
I don't like it when you get finessed, you know what I'm saying? You don't deserve to get finessed.
All right, so...
All right, well, I got another story for you.
Micro Mark is the guy. Shout out to you.
I got another story for you, all right?
I love stories.
Here we go. All right, I have a friend.
Oh, no.
And friend, if you're listening to this, sorry I didn't ask for your permission.
So I've definitely didn't clear this with friend.
So my boy goes on a Tinder date, right?
Okay.
You know, he's not much of a Tinder dater, but, like, he was like, I may as well, right?
Okay.
Matched with this girl. She's younger, but not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we get it. She's legal.
She's legal, but
she's in college too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we're seniors, she's a freshman, whatever.
Okay.
So he's hyped for this because he's never done a really...
He wants a real date.
Yeah. So
shout out to him.
And she's like asking me, like, yo, can you get me a wine? Like, we'll sip it.
She's one of those.
Yeah. So
what time was this date?
It was like a 6:30ish type time. Right?
What day of the week?
This was a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday.
All right. So this freshman was definitely trying to just finesse some alcohol. All right.
So he takes her to some Mediterranean place, which
all right.
You know,
we're not gonna plug this because we didn't get paid for that shit.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't even like this place.
All right, shut up. We don't need to say that. We could potentially get that back.
Oh, okay, never mind. I like this place. Anyway, so he takes her there, and I'm chilling at his apartment with his roommates. And I'm, like, asking him for updates on what's going on. He's
like live texting you.
Not live texting me. Every time she, like, goes to the bathroom or there's, like, a lull in the conversation, he hits me with, like, it's going all right, but, you know, she's, like, she seems shy and whatnot. I was like, all right. Also, I just didn't have faith in him to close, right? Yeah. So I was like, all right, nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna chill here, wait till he comes back, and we're gonna chill, right? Then, like, and he goes silent for an hour, and he texts me, he's like, I'm gonna be back with her in 2 minutes. Don't say anything weird, right?
Yeah, you gotta let your boys know, because listen, if you don't let your boys know, your boys could be doing some wild shit in the fucking living room.
No, we were doing some wild shit.
Yeah, so, like, and you want them to not say shit. Like,
so, he, like, walks in there with her. Me and his 3 roommates are trying to act as calm as possible, right? Because we're hyped. We're hyped for him.
Wow, you guys are good friends. I would literally be outside and be like, the day my boy becomes a man.
No, we were thinking about sending one of the roommates in there to stand naked as he walked in. But, you know what I'm saying?
Pulled the reverse naked man. There's another naked guy in there.
So he takes her in the room, He starts blasting that music,
He starts blasting it?
Yeah, he starts blasting music because I told him specifically, I was like, if I hear you moan once, I'm literally gonna chop off my penis and staple it to my forehead. Okay, I'm not taking this bullshit.
I don't want to hear your moans.
Yeah, he just strikes me as a moaner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He's one of those, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, he starts blasting his music. First of all, his choice in song made me want to kill myself. He put on XXX Tentacion. I was like, why are you doing
While
this?
he's getting it in.
I'm like,
That's not the mood choice of music.
no, but
but,
alright,
you know,
it didn't,
it didn't hinder him.
It was a slow start, so he was like, they're sipping Ciroc,
Okay.
right? And at
bougie.
yeah, and then, they go silent for a second, and I figured something started happening. So I dip, okay? Because I just really feared the sound of his
Yes.
moaning, okay? That's all right?
Yeah.
And I text him, I was like, yo, give me deets later. He texts me later, he's like, yo, she just fucking yacked all over my floor.
Wait. Wait, mid smash?
No. This was, he got hit head.
Okay.
And
So
yeah.
mid top?
No.
Yo, that would be wild.
That's the rumor I've been spreading to people, right?
Oh, you've been telling people? Like mid top, he got a smelly dick.
Yeah, his fucking smelly cock.
The gag reflex like, activated. She threw up all
No,
over.
but apparently they wrapped it up, and then like they went outside, and he was like waiting to call her an Uber home, and she just yacked all over his floor, and then yacked all over his bathroom. Like it's a double yak.
No, it's a double. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Traumatizing scenario. So he's like, shit, what do I do? I can't just send her home in an Uber. I don't know what's gonna happen, right? So
Yeah.
he's like, can you call up one of your friends to
Nice
come
guy.
scoop you, right?
Yeah.
He is a good guy, right?
Can you get your friend to scoop you?
Yeah.
So there's no option of her staying, right? Like that wasn't.
Nah,
an
he
option.
was like, if anything, like if she's staying, she's laying down in her yak. All right, but so her like
Her friends pull up.
it's not just her friend; it's 8 different little girls just
Okay.
pull up.
8 different freshman girls.
Yeah.
I could already imagine the scenario.
And there, he goes up to them and he's like, "Oh, sorry, she drank a little bit too much, And the girl goes, "She drank, right?"
Yeah, I guess they're like they're shocked, like, "Oh my god, how could you?"
To give you perspective, this is one of those like
Yeah, I know.
Indian book nerd girls.
Yeah, I got
which
you.
most of-
I figured. You didn't even have to tell me
Yeah.
that.
And so like,
It was definitely Preeti, who's never left the house.
yeah, basically, no, that's seriously what it was.
She definitely told her mom she was at the library.
Yeah. So he figures that like she goes home.
How did these 8 girls like all find each other? Like, were they all together waiting for this, or did Preeti call one of them and the other one called all 7? Was like, hey, we need to get together.
There's
and go.
2 possible scenarios here.
Yes.
Either all 8 of the girls are sitting in the room getting live text from her because this was her first real hookup.
Okay.
Not even real hookup. This was
She
her
went
first,
straight to the top.
This was her
Shout
first
out to Preeti.
Yeah, shout out to her. But anyway, so they're all sitting in my head. They were all sitting there, like waiting for it to get wrapped up to hear the deets, and then they get the yak text, right? So they come flying, or like one of them gets the text and she's like alone in her room studying for an exam 6 months in the future, right? And she rounds up everyone, and they all like march there.
Let me
together.
tell you how this goes on in my head, right? Because Preeti definitely had like a fan club. Like they were definitely vicariously living through Preeti because they've definitely never.
You think she was like the head leader?
No. I think they've just also never dated or done anything,
Yeah.
right? So they were like, damn, one of us got a date, right? So then you know how girls be. They all got a date, right? So they were definitely also at this Mediterranean place, right? Like 3 tables behind, right?
Yeah,
like
just
spread
spying.
out, spread out like the fucking CIA, right? Like the CIA, like like the people on the date have no idea that they're there, right?
Yeah.
They're all spread out. Like one.
You think she didn't even know they were there?
No. She knew. Like she just scheduled them. She's like the president. That's why the CIA Secret Service is around her, right? And then when they leave the restaurant, they follow, right? And then they probably sitting in like a random lounge, just ready to
Like
pounce.
right on the bottom floor of the building.
Yeah, they're like ready, right? Because I'm telling you, between the time that your friend probably texted them and they got there, it was too quick. Like they couldn't all have just congregated and got there, right? They were there, right?
You can't round up 8 people that quickly.
Yeah,
to
that
go
quickly.
sit-
Especially girls, like one's gonna be like, damn, I gotta do my hair.
I gotta
the
do
other
my
one's
makeup, dude.
Yeah, no, that would take way too long. These bitches was waiting, right? And then when they got that text, bam, Secret Service went in like that. They came in hot, right? And they were like, they were probably ready. They probably had all the info on your friend already down. Like, does he have a micro penis? Does he micro mark? Right? Like, what's good with this boy? Right? They probably already know like if he has a freckle on the left side of his thigh, like everything about
Yeah,
him.
no, honestly, the next day I was scouring Reddit to see if she posted some shit like, I just yacked on this guy.
No,
micro
Preeti
penis.
ain't redditing.
I sucked a smelly cock in it.
But that is a good rumor to just spread around.
No, that is the rumor I'm spreading, that his cock just reeks. Yeah, I was just telling mad people.
Oh, At least he's not like he could go the opposite of Micro Mark. He could be like my cock is just so huge.
So huge.
It just like hit her
right in the
esophagus,
middle of the stomach.
and
Like,
then she just threw up. Bam.
yo, I really want to know. Like, all right, so what he didn't text her afterwards.
Okay, what was your question?
My question is, what are you doing when in this scenario? Like, how would you like?
After she threw up?
Yeah, not what are you doing? Because it's obvious he took the right course of action. Like, how do you feel about this?
I don't know if he took the right course of action.
What do you mean? He sent her home. He made sure she got home safe with her friends and stuff.
I think that's how you create a bad, like, rep as, like, I don't know, like, especially in this type of scenario, right? Like, granted, she's, like, a freshman, so they probably don't, like, I don't know, like, especially at, like, a closed environment as Rutgers Brown life, right? Like, if you know one brown person, you know, like, a bunch of brown people, right? So, like, by saying, I don't know, it feels kind of like, oh, he's just washing his hands of her. From that situation.
Yeah, but
do you get that? Like, that situation, like, he could have played it out better as in, like, if he took the extra effort, like, and I don't know if I would have done it, because I just don't deal with throw up, right? But, oh, like, you could stay here for the bit, right? Blah, 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 and just taking care of her. It just creates, even if he has no interest in this girl in the long run, it creates a good rep for him going forward.
So you think he's gonna, like, take one of the 8 friends that pulled up for her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Now, those 8 girls are all have disqualified your friend. They're just
true.
like, damn, he has a smelly cock, right? Like, that's the story they're gonna go with, right? But, and you know what? She might spread that too now because he kicked her out, right?
Yeah.
But if he just let her stay, like, he would be like, nah. She would go with the opposite story of like, yo, his cock is huge. He's not Micro Mark. His cock is huge.
I want to know, like, all right, if you were in the scenario, if you were the girl in the scenario, right? You get taken back by some girl. And
Yeah.
You yak on her floor.
Yes.
What's going through your head?
I'm dipping. Like, I'm dipping. Like, it's over for me. Like, I'm never speaking to you again.
You know what sucks? The dinner he bought, $55.
Is that like a stat, Asaf?
No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's like a dinner.
she threw up the $55 onto his floor. Like, he may as well have not bought it for her. It was the equivalent of taking the plate.
What are you talking about?
And
That means that means he essentially got it for, he like paid $55 and got some top.
yeah, but like
He tricked.
I mean, he described it as not so great.
I mean, it's Preeti from she was supposed to be at the library. This is her first time. Give her a break, all right? She's probably the most action she probably got was reading about this.
Like, her parents didn't let her watch porn. So.
Like, no, Preeti from the library was definitely like right before her and these 8 girls, they were having like a study session at the library, right? And she picked up a book on penises, right? And then she was just like, oh, this is the male G-spot, right?
The shaft.
This
yeah.
is the shaft, right? So then in the book, it was probably like, oh, you have to just like, the tip is the most sensitive part, right? So the whole time, she's probably just poking at the tip. Like,
I don't want to think about this, my friend.
why isn't this working? The book said just the tip. And Preeti's out here like super confused. Listen, give Preeti a break, alright? She'll learn. This is how she'll learn.
I hate that you gave her that name of all names.
Preeti?
Yeah.
She just seems like a Preeti. Do we know her name? You can tell me off camera.
I actually don't.
Oh,
which I'm glad I don't, because I feel like
watch me get it right and be like it was actually Preeti.
I get invested in these kinds of things. Like, I try to, like, if I knew her name, I'd stalk her Facebook, figure out what her life is about, so I could give some info back to my boy. You know what I'm saying?
And be like, this is who you hooked up with. Preeti got back to the library. She studied the rest of the night. She was good.
Now, honestly, respect, because I feel like she handled her first date pretty well, you know what I'm saying? Up until the yakking point, like...
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big...
She went straight for the top, like, it's all good.
I know, honestly, like, yo, shout out to Preeti. If that was her, like, first real date, she went straight for the top.
He introduced her to us, right?
Wow,
like,
what a guy.
Like, before he took her back to his room, he came in the living room, and he was like, this is Preeti. And he was like, that's my friend Asa. That's my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, hi. And I was like, if I was her, I'd be like out.
I always found that to be like an awkward situation, right? So that's a better question. Do you introduce your boys to the girl that you know that they're never gonna see again?
Dude, you did that to me before.
Listen, I'm the ultimate. Listen, I'm asking you a question. I'm not putting this on myself. I'm saying I'm the king of that, right? I'm the king of making this girl feel like we're gonna start dating for the next 4 weeks.
I remember me and you were at a party once. Like, you definitely don't remember this, right? But, like, I was just sitting on the front porch steps with like one of the guys who was running door because he's my friend, right?
Yeah.
We're just chilling. You just pop up with some girl and you're like, this is this bitch, right? And you walk away, and I was like, I didn't care. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, I'm the king of that. I remember once, at one point, whatever, we had to go, whatever, hang out, and then the next morning, me, this girl, and like all my boys, we go get breakfast, right? Like we all go get breakfast, right? Because I just told my boys, like, listen, like we're gonna go get breakfast, and then I was just like, oh, like, do you want to come along? This bitch definitely felt like we were gonna start dating, and then we just never spoke again. But sometimes that's how you network, right? Like that's how you make friends.
No,
I just added one person to your LinkedIn. That girl that you met on the
I didn't want her. If she's with you, I definitely don't want her.
Listen, you got to add Preeti to your LinkedIn.
Oh no, definitely. Like I'm glad I don't know her name.
You can now add her on LinkedIn. You have one more connection.
Any first date tips for Preetis out there?
Listen, just do what you're comfortable with. Find somebody who's gonna teach you the ropes of a first date.
Yeah, I think she went too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't drink much, so she went OD on this.
I think both were, like, incorrect moves, right? Like, if you're somebody who, hasn't had, like, a real first date, right? I don't know, going straight to the... like, that's up to you. Like, going straight to the top, right? Also, I was actually having this conversation with somebody. I'm never a fan of food first dates.
What? What else do you do?
Always, like coffee, like, bubble tea, like, yogurt, like, something that I think... eating food with somebody is like very like, I think that's where a lot of people have missteps, right? Because people eat in really annoying ways, right?
Okay.
So,
yeah, no,
so
I
like,
get this.
like for you to get comfortable, like eating with somebody, right? Like it's like, oh, like that's like a step, right? So the first date should always be like coffee, something like you can't fuck up.
Actually, yeah, this is a good
idea, right?
It's not really all that expensive.
Yeah.
There's a different vibe to it too.
It's much more casual, right? Like dinner, right? Like I'm assuming you said 6:30, right? This is dinner date, right? That makes it a little bit more like super like stuffy official date.
This man
right?
went into like a sweater and a button down. I was like, take it easy, bro.
I just like, casual, get coffee. There'll always be time for dinners, but do that later along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Have you actually ever been on like a real first date? Because I haven't. Like I've never done it.
Like you've never taken a girl out for like the first time?
Like a random girl? Nah. If I've ever gone on a first date with someone, it's like 3 months into knowing them.
That's interesting. You should do it.
I just like, I'm not that kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think any of mine have been like complete random first dates, right? Like where I've never spoken to them, but there've always been like those girls that I've kind of know from a distance and that I eventually ask out on like a date. But at the same time, like I think I honestly I can't say this, but if you're listening, just block this out, Neha. Right? I think like that's like a very fun part of being single that's underrated. Like obviously like the going out and like doing whatever you're doing, right? But going on like regular dates and like meeting people for the first time. You know how in college when you first get to it, it's like really fun meeting a lot of people? You stop that at one point.
Yeah.
So the next step as a single guy is you take girls out on dates, and some continue and some, just make friends.
Yeah, but for me, that's like max stress. Like meeting someone on the first date. Like, what do you ask them? Like, what do you...
I think that's a really good tell, though, of whether something can continue. Because, like, a lot of first dates just, like, go really poorly because it's super awkward. And if it's that, then just end it.
I don't know. For me, like, I feel like you can't... There's, like, for me, I kind of suck on the surface. Like, meeting me for the first time, like, what is wrong with this guy? He's mad weird, right?
Yeah.
It takes, like, people a long time to get to know me. And I feel like the same way for, like... I have friends that I've known for years, and I only really got to know them, like, in the last, like, few months.
I can see that, but... See, like, that's... Once again, we go back to the concept of, like, arranged marriages. That shit is wild then, right? Because if you are saying that about people you've known for years, right? Imagine, like, a year into your, like... A year into your arranged marriage, right? And you're like, damn, I barely know this bitch. Like,
no, I'm telling you, like...
like, she randomly tells you one day she's, like, allergic to chocolate, and you're like, how the fuck have I not known this the last year? And you're like, oh, new knowledge.
Arranged marriages are wild. Like, I feel like...
That's just so wild. We can tell you some stories on this podcast, and that might be a future episode.
Yeah.
How my dad randomly gets people married in 2 days.
Yeah, Aaron's dad, like, carries the... He's, like, a crazy matchmaker. He does the weirdest shit.
One of our aunts, she was supposed to marry this one guy, and the guy was running late to the wedding, so my dad called an audible at the line. He was all like... He called up this other guy, and he was like, listen, the other guy is late, but if you can beat him here... It's your wedding.
It's your wedding.
And that guy dippity-dapped, and now that guy's an uncle. Look, that's a wave.
Wow, that's the greatest interference I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yo, dude, that's an audible. He literally told the guy, he was all like, listen. And then he called the other guy back once the other guy got there. The other guy meaning our uncle now, right? And he goes, listen, you've been beaten to your own wedding. You can still come as a guest, but you won't be getting married today. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, that shit is wild. Not only did this guy not get married, he got invited to his own wedding. What was supposed to be his wedding.
I'll show up for the food.
I would too. But that's me. And this is Bangladesh, so everyone shows up to random weddings. So.
And honestly, I'd be there scouting for my next wife.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, oh, damn, she got a friend?
Because first of all, if that happens to you and you show up to that, everyone's talking about you. Like, oh, that's the guy who's supposed to be the groom like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. See, but that's why you shouldn't, like, that's why it's wild to show up, because everyone there is going to be looking at you like,
that might be the most eligible of a bachelor out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because in their head, they're like, damn, he's already ready. He was going to get married today.
Yeah, honestly,
why not do it tomorrow?
Yeah, I could just walk up to him and be like,
you want to get married today? You want to get married after this wedding? That shit is wild.
We need to call off arranged weddings. Like, I can't fly.
It's crazy. Like, I thought about it. I've been thinking about it this week with everything that's going on, and I was just all like, you know how now we're getting matched by like our parents, right? But eventually, like, I don't think we're you know what I mean? Like, when we get, like, who's gonna match us? Realistically.
Our parents, right?
No, that's not what I meant to say. Who's gonna match, like, our kids?
Oh, my kids I let them fly. Like,
that's what I'm saying, right? Like, that, I think it will die out, because at one point, like, I could never do what they do and just like
I don't care enough. Like, I'd rather my kid die alone than like bother with this shit. I don't have time. No, but like I want to think about this. I feel like so when you marry someone you've been dating for a long time, right? You guys develop a certain dynamic over dating, and once you get married, things change.
Yes.
When you get arranged, your entire relationship, friendship, anything, getting to know that person has been under the context of being already married.
Yeah, so it's a completely different vibe.
And there's a good chance that might lead to healthier relationships because arranged marriages fail less. That's probably something to do with the fact that it's traditional.
And looked down upon to get divorced.
Yeah, but like...
maybe, because I can see that. Because, like, also... There's also a lot of things about it. I've been reading, like, this book about, like, divorces in, like, America. And a lot of things come from, like... So, like, the good thing about, like, the traditional set right now is that these people aim for, or I'm going to talk about the most prototypical traditional wedding, right? Where it's two people who have never had a relationship before, have never dated before, and have never had sex before, right? So all the baggage that comes with regular dating relationships doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Your entire, like dating thing is now this marriage.
Yeah, and that changes a lot. Like, that
It does, right? Think about Micro Mark. If that girl had never had sex with anybody before, right? That is the norm.
Yeah.
So now she's going to live with that forever, right? Yeah. And it'll be looked down upon her for a divorce. But if now this girl had dating and all of that, like, it's a whole different thing.
You know what the other thing is? Like, in that certain Micro Mark sense, right? If you have sex with someone when you're just dating, then you have an out. You're like, no, this is whack. If you're married to them, you're like, well, this is what I get. This is what I got.
Yeah, this is my, like, you know what I mean? Like, the other option is divorce or cheating, right? Yeah. And that's so looked down upon in, like, you know, brown tradition. Like, it's not gonna happen. Well, it does happen, but it just happens less. It's just wild. I think if Micro Mark was brown, he'd be thriving right now.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
He'd be like a rich doctor somewhere. Like, he'd be like, listen, I have a small penis. Yeah. What are you going to do? Marry me.
Your penis size is proportionate to how much money you make.
100%.
In brown culture. Like,
what are you saying? The more money
you could have an inverted penis if you are a doctor.
Oh, yeah. If you're a doctor, your schlong is like 12 inches. Yeah. Like, off the go, right? Yeah, all those parents are gonna be like, "No, he's a doctor. Who gives a shit about his penis?"
God, we have such a fucked up system.
Like, yeah, like you're a doctor, you're an engineer. Oh, it's over for you. You have the longest schlong in the game. Your girl is gonna be like, yes, put all
your medical knowledge into me.
Yeah, put all 17 inches when it's like Micro Marks. Micro Mark, you fucked up. You should have been brown.
Convert to
brown.
Yeah, convert to brown. Figure it out. Get arranged.
And then find a brown girl. Sure. Yeah. Is Micro Mark white?
I would assume so. This sounds like a white person type thing to do. This whole ordeal.
Go on Reddit.
Yeah, this whole situation sounds like a white people thing to do. So,
have you seen? Oh my god, I just want to end it, but like, we're gonna end this podcast. But did you watch Abducted in Plain Sight on
No,
Netflix.
What's that?
It's like an hour and a half long documentary. It's kind of like the evil genius, evil mastermind one we watched, but it's so much more wild. Can you watch it so we can talk about it next podcast?
Okay, that's what we'll talk about next podcast.
All right. And we also lied and we said we were gonna have a guest today, but our guest bailed. So we'll have a guest.
We'll have a guest
point.
next week.
Yeah, will we? Will we?
No, actually, I don't want to make that.
Yeah, that was a super emphatic. We'll have a guest next week.
We got people lined up, so we'll have them.
We'll have guests next week, and if you're interested in being a guest, hit my line.
Hit my line.
Peace.
Peace.